Welcome to Mystics Outlook. As always, joined by Raymond Lyons, Cartel Dudley Jr., Wilson Tarver Jr. Look, man, the Mystics play the second game of the season at home once again. Phoenix Mercury came in town tonight. It was a tough one for Washington. Phoenix came to DC and left with the victory, beating Washington 91-70. Look, man, Ray was in the building, so I cede the floor to him.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a good night for the home team, man. Phoenix came in here and jumped all over them. They started the game on an 8-0 run. Man, Washington, they're just struggling making shots right now. And Phoenix, they were showing Tina Charles a lot of respect. They were throwing doubles at her all night. And Washington, they don't have a consistent second option right now. T-Bolt was he was grumpy Coach T in the post game presser, as to be expected. He was basically disappointed in every facet of the game. He talked about the rebounding. He was asked about who was going to be the second option. And he said he was hoping it was going to be Ariel Atkins, but she's starting the season off kind of slow. And man, they're just going through it right now. Of course, we know they're missing some pieces, but that's not an excuse. They still got to come out here and execute and play. But Phoenix was sharp, man. They lit it up from three. Brittany Griner was a force down low, of course. They rebounded the ball really well. Brianna Turner had 13 rebounds. They just out hustled them, got to the loose balls. They executed on offense. And for the Mystics, man, they just got to find some rhythm. Natasha Cloud started to heat up late, but it was too late by then. Phoenix was in a groove and they just kind of walked away with it. We kind of saw this last year in a sense from the Mystics. They kind of had a depleted team, so to speak, and they just had to fight their way through some things. But yeah, man, that the expectations aren't going to change, just because a couple folks aren't there. As they continue to get whole, of course, things will get better for them. But in the meantime, they got to find a way to get some wins. They got to find a way to get some offense outside of Tina Charles. By the end of the game, she was gassed because she was fighting through double teams for 40 minutes. So, that's going to wear on anybody. And, when she kicks it out, the shot's not being made. So it just makes it tough. Again, they shot 30% from the field tonight. Coach T said you're not going to win games that way. And yeah, man, from the looks of it, he's correct. So yeah, rough night for the Mystics all around.
All right, Cartel, your thoughts on this one tonight?
Rebounder. Mercury had their way on the boards. Turner, 14 rebounds. Griner, 10. Griner already a low. Anytime she in there, and she come to town, she always gives the Mystics problems, man. But Turner getting 14 is just tough, man. You giving them other chance. You giving them extra possessions, that otherwise they want to have. I know Tina rebounded where I know she had 12, but the next play was Platons. She had 6, and she's not even, a banger like that, getting a paint, a physical banger like that. You know what I mean? That's just the Mystics overall. They got to find an identity, I think, and they're searching for it. I saw a little bit of the presser. Tina and Cloud, they both kind of saying the same thing. We still learning each other. It was a process. To ball kind of more. I ain't trying to hear that. We need to make some shots, but it is what it is. They don't have an identity, man. They even last year with all the players sent out, like I said, on the focus, they still had the core from that championship team as far as the others were concerned. You still had Emma, who was the finals MVP. You had Maisha, you had Cloud. I mean, not Cloud. You had Atkins. You had Powers. I know she's gone. You had Tiana Hawkins. I know she's gone, but they were still there. So they still came with championship DNA, the mentality of we can still win games, and they did. They got to the playoffs. So a lot of people was like, yeah, I don't think y'all can survive losing all that power, all that firepower, and whatnot. But they proved everybody wrong and did it. This team is different. This is really a totally new team. You know what I mean? So they're trying to find themselves, man. You know, and one of the things that they did with the style what they won a championship with, that they didn't really look inside out. Their game, their system was outside in. You know what I mean? In a sense, you know what I mean. Now it's inside out with Tina by necessity, honestly, because she's the best offensive player they have. So they trying to figure out how to play that way. You know what I mean? And then it's gonna have to switch up again once Deladon comes, once Maisha comes. You see what I'm saying? Then the Olympics gonna hit them. So this is gonna be a constant adjustment. So they gotta find an identity real quick. So even when they gotta add those players into the mix, they know what they're trying to be. You know what I mean? It's just, all right, we know what we are. We just got to have them implement them into the system, and then we good to go. Right now, they're searching for a system where that fits, where everybody can maximize their abilities, and it shows, man. While other teams, they know they are. Their core, like the Mercury, their core was the same last year. It was DT, Skyler, Brian. Everybody else get in where you can fit in. Simple as that. So you know, it's going to be interesting, man. But they got work to do, and also 3-point shooting. Man, yeah, it was all good a couple of years ago. We ain't worried about 3-point shooting, man. They was torching. They was getting it in. The 17%. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, especially when you're going up against a team with, you know, an imposing front court like the Mercury. You got to hit shots to draw them out. Otherwise, you're just playing right into their hands, man. So those are the two things that stood out to me.
Yeah, just to piggyback off you guys, like you said about the shooting, makes matters worse even with losing the battle on the boards like that tonight. They had more shots than Phoenix had. And again, speaks to how bad the shooting has been. I think they had 9 more shots than Phoenix had tonight. You know, they took care of the ball better than Phoenix did, but 50 to 34 on the glass is tough. I don't know what you're supposed to do with that, especially when you're not hitting shots like you guys said. I don't know how soon some of the others get back. I know Maisha's at least in the States. No, I believe she's already in DC. But again, that has nothing to do with the first 2 games already. Like you guys said, they got to figure stuff out. And they got to figure it out fast. Where, what's it called? You come Friday, you don't take care of business, you can be down 3 already. And keep in mind, like I think it was Sydney we said the other day, like keep in mind the Commissioner's Cup, which is new this year too. You're not only down in the the regular standings, it's in that too. So we'll see how it goes to see how quickly they can figure out, as you guys said, what this group is, at least bare bones what the identity is, regardless of what you shuffle. But it's gonna have to get there. Like the things that we've known them for, they just not there yet. Like you guys said, just we've known them for moving the ball extremely well. But again, a lot of those things are gone. So I don't really have that much to add following you guys, except just interested in how quickly they can figure it out. And I know you guys mentioned, I want to ask you guys real quick, kind of as folks come back, or even as, just do you anticipate Coach T kind of messing with the minutes and some of the lineups or some of the ancillary pieces around the main folks that are there right now, trying to find it?
Yeah, I mean, we already know how he roll. If you're not getting it done, then you're not gonna see the floor. So, in in the post game, Erica McCall, she alluded to that in a in a more diplomatic way, just kind of saying, she feels like at the moment, Coach T is just kind of tinkering with what he has and experimenting. But that's code language for soon. Some folks' minutes going to be getting decreased because of just because they're not getting the results. So yeah, I think we're going to see some different things going on with the lineup. Just is going to be similar to what Scott Brooks had to resort to this season with the Wizards. Put people on the floor that's getting the results. And you can never blame a coach for that.
I mean, hell yeah. I mean, I don't want to pick on her, but Alana Mitchell, 2 games she ain't scored. and she's a pretty good shooter and scorer when she, throughout her career. Especially being in reserve. That's just, that's bananas, man. She ain't even got a bucket in 2 games. That's tough. That's real. I mean, she was 0 for 6 against the Sky. What was she tonight? 0 for 5. Yeah, 0 for 5. So she's 0 for 11 on the season. I mean, you don't have to guard her. Play Science was 1 for 9. She had a few shots against the Sky, but she was 1 for 9. She supposed to be a shooter. You know what I mean? So, but that tells you what I said about the imposing front line of Mercury. Turner shut that water off. She made her a non-factor. Then Reiner and then Tina went at it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, I mean, absolutely. McCall been kind of steady. She had 8 and 4 tonight. It was similar to her production in the first game. So I could see her getting a shot at the star lineup soon. So, thing is, I'm not sure she's a 3-point shooter. That's the thing, to spread the floor. But they need somebody just to make shots, period, at this point. Just kind of open things up, man. Make defenders and defenses have to focus on them outside of Tina, and obviously with Cloud, what she did tonight, her. So, yeah, man. Well, we're just, let's be real. What we're kind of seeing, like I said, 2019 was special, baby. It was special. That type of run don't come around all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad we enjoyed it. We soaked it up because, yeah, it's tough right now. Tough. Obviously, when Deladon, Maisha, and those ladies, when they come back, it'll change some things. But I hope they come back soon because, like Raymond said before, the season's short. And ain't a lot of games to play around with. So if they come back 12 games in or something and Mystics 2 and 10 or something, that's a hell of a hole to try to climb out of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nah, you guys are right. And on Friday, you got the 3-0 Liberty coming here.
Yeah, Inez was triple-double tonight. So
Yep. So
and what's her name? Benaja Laney acting a whole fool.
we saw her go crazy in the bubble, and it has continued. What was that? The fever that cut her?
Yeah, and she gave them 30.
She had 20 tonight on 8 or 12 against the Lynx. Inesco had 26, 12, and 10. Yeah.
Don't get no easier, man.
Nah. Not at all.
Hey man, sometimes it's fit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm seeing some former Mystics that left, they struggling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just it is.
Like
Sometimes it's just that chemistry, man.
Like you said, that fit, that chemistry. I guess your mantra's gonna be for a while this year. How rare 2019 was because everything fit perfect. Nah, but seriously though, like everything fit perfectly. Like Disney's story perfectly in terms of what the fit was. Like there was nothing wrong with the fit at all. And
it was times in 2019 where the Mystics reserves, their 5 reserves came in, and they looked better than most of the other teams starting 5. You see what I'm saying? Like that's how dominant they were, and we all know what the starters did. It was ugly. You know what I mean? So that was a special team, man, that he built, man. And it's kind of like he's kind of, I ain't saying rebuilding, he's retooling. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, if you move into a new crib, you still got some furniture, but you might leave the old couch out, go get a new couch. You gotta try to make the new home, like your old home. So that's what he's trying to figure out now. But some players gonna have to step up because we all know Tibbs ain't got patience, man. I mean, he got his patience, but he's one of those coaches. He accepts what it is. All right, you can't get it done. I gotta get you up out of here. Gotta look in the free. I gotta sit you down. Kiara Leslie, you supposed to be the next one. You were supposed you been there with. So this your 3rd year. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like, ladies got to step up, man. To see now, you got to understand what y'all won in the championship. The community is used to y'all winning. So
Yeah.
you know, you about to see the other side of it. That the fellas across the hall has experienced a lot
Familiar.
of it.
Very familiar.
The grace period, that joint over. Like, it's like, hold on, man, look at it. Y'all can't get a bucket. Like, that's what y'all saying. So I'm just giving it's coming. I hope they turn it around.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing how he retools it, because he knows what he's doing. It's just a matter of who's going to be here when the dust settles, because that's the other part of it. We've been talking, we mentioned several times this year just how tough it was for players to make the league. You think the ones who are on the outside looking in right now ain't itching for people who ain't taking care of business?
Yeah, oh yeah, they got cut. Oh yeah, they stand ready. You know what I mean? For sure.
Just being sure. Honest. Like, you know how tough it is. They don't got the 15-man rosters the league, the NBA had, the male counterparts have. So it's cutthroat on this side. Like, we know that. Seen it.
Did Shatori get picked back up?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think so. Yeah.
You know the system, so some of these players may not be here. Though. I'm like, all right. Some of these players,
like, I was watching him on the sideline tonight. I'm like, you wake up tomorrow and be like, man, she know everything here already. That's familiar. Come on home. Come on home. Bring a lost child back real quick. Come on home.
Exactly. So, and obviously, man, let's keep it all the way. But when Deladon comes back, that'll help a lot.
Yeah,
it will help a lot with her ability. That should have been. I mean, that's the MVP. Should have been unanimous, but some fool from Chicago. I don't know what he was on, but come on, man.
Always won.
But I'm excited to see that high-low game with her and Tina. See that's gonna be nasty, but it's still the others gotta hit shots. That's the only thing. Otherwise, Tina and Deladon will average like 20, 25 apiece just to make them, keep them in the game, keep it competitive. But yeah, that high-low game between those two, that's gonna be ugly.
And the floor changes so much in terms of the others. Again, like you said, some of those shots will be a little bit more open. I'm just interested to see who's going to be here to be taking those open shots.
Yeah.
That, like, and again, that man ain't going to just leave that roster as is this whole time.
Yeah.
He's not going to keep standing up and going nuts and nothing changes. This ain't across the hall. He won't play all that.
Unless it's a drastic turnaround, yeah, it is going to be some new faces around here.
You know what I'm saying? People have opportunities, and again, like we've been telling y'all since this entire time covering the league, man, it's so much more cutthroat in the men's side in terms of keeping roster spots, man. Like it's only 2 games in, but you can't dig a hole too deep that you can't get out of. That's what you don't want to do. Like you said, full strength. You got one of arguably one of the best. You know what I'm saying? You're up there with one of the better front lines in the league. With everyone, if healthy, but it's about when. And the thing is, when you get them together, you don't want to be lottery bound. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, not lottery bound, but you don't pretty much lottery bound. Like, you want to make sure at least let them come back to somewhere. It's just, all right, we're here now. Cool, let's take off. And right now, it's only 2. It just can't get to 5 in the hole, 6 in the hole. It ain't 50, 60, 70 game season, like y'all said. And with the big break, Olympic break, everybody's not, like, even for the teams that are rocking heading into the Olympics breaks, like that's going to affect everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Those that are struggling and those that are in a good groove. I mean, we'll see what happens. But again, they play again on Friday. We'll have somebody in the building for that one too. So we'll see you guys on Friday for Mystics Outlook. Y'all have a great evening. For Raymond Cardell and myself, we'll see you guys very soon.